Guys, let's have an uncomfortable conversation, Jack. You ready, Jack? For an
Uncomfortable
uncomfortable
for
conversation.
me. I
This
think
is no,
you're
no, no, no,
comfortable.
Jack. It depends. Some people want to have this conversation. A lot of people don't want to have this conversation. But let me post it out, and we're gonna discuss it. Jack, is Kevin De Bruyne the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League? Because right now, he just came back, got the goal and the assist, getting Man City back into the game against Newcastle, and just doing incredible things. Yeah, and if Man City does win this season, he will win his sixth Premier League title with Man City. And Jack, in majority of them six, he's been the leading player for Manchester City every single time. Probably by one or two seasons, he's always kind
Yeah.
of led the way with all the stuff, the assist records, the goals, the big games. Yeah, Jack, the trophies, the player of the seasons. Can you, Jack, consider him the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League?
Well, so I just want to give a bit of background to the people listening. So I wanted to do a video about has Kevin De Bruyne cemented himself after his performance after being injured in game week 1. He comes back in game week 21 and then gets, wasn't it an assist and a goal within like the first 20 minutes of being back, something crazy like that, right? And I was going to say, right, James, comparisons to Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard, all those silly old school ones about the great midfielders and all those English midfielders. De Bruyne is clear number one, and James goes no, step further in the whole league. I'm happy to talk about it, but again, it comes back to stuff that you and I have talked about a bunch. How are we doing this? Because he ticks a hell of a lot of boxes, but I don't know if him at his very, very, very best has ever competed with some of the other names that I think you could bring up who at their very, very, very best were just unplayable. I mean, he's at that level, but I don't know if he touches like 2008, 2009 Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Or if he touches, mid
Henri.
2000s, some Thierry Henry, right, or somebody like that. Mo Salah at his kind of peak as well, in terms of peak of his powers, like all these kind of old school players, Kane, Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney's of the world, all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm happy to say that I think he's getting there. The thing that's crazy to me, James, is this is a guy not built on agility, speed, quickness, any of this stuff, and he's 32. If he wanted to stay at Man City for another 3 or 4 years and just keep stacking on these Premier League titles, keep stacking on these assists, these man of the match performances, I still think he can do that. I don't know if I'm ready to say it just yet. Are you ready to say that?
In terms of the midfielder conversation, in my opinion, the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard, Vieira, Keane. No, it's
Right.
KDB, and
I
it's to
agree.
me, Jack. It's quite clear. I
Right.
think, I think I'll be honest, Jack. Let's leave that conversation on. Let's focus on the
Yeah.
conversation that we're having a hand right now on can he be the greatest. So, Jack, when I look at it, there's a lot of things that come into consideration here. Yeah, what you've won. Yeah, stats to a certain point. What you brought to the Premier League, and also
Right.
just that it factor. Kevin De
Aura.
Bruyne has ticked all them boxes, and the one that you and Jack, you said it right there, as the it factor, the aura. Jack,
Yeah.
this is the first time that I felt the aura. I've
Yeah.
wow. Like watching that Newcastle game and just sitting down and just knowing, oh, KDB gonna come on and win. And like we know, and Jack, we all said it. He's gonna come on and he's gonna do his thing. And that was the
That
first
free
time it kind
kick.
of, Jack, it was the first
Did
time
you
it kind
think
of
the
hit
free
me and be
kick was
like,
going in?
what, pardon?
Did you think the free kick was going in? His first touch was
Oh,
that
Jack,
free kick. Did you think that was going in?
everything, Jack.
I was like, yeah,
It was like,
yeah,
and when
yeah,
everything was said and done, and watching the players surrounding him, and was even seeing a video of Haaland there, and seeing Man City just talking about King De Bruyne and putting a crown on his head, it made me realize that Jack, he is him. He has that
yeah.
it factor. And I'm always sick and tired of hearing the all-time Premier League this. Kevin De Bruyne is getting to a point right now where with the more he goes on, he will cement himself, not just in the greatest Premier League discussion of all time, but in the all-time discussion. I'm talking about you
Yeah.
bring everything together, your La Ligas, your World Cups, and all that. He will get into that argument. The only thing that will push him away from his Xavi's, Iniestas, Zidane's, and all that is probably his
Belgium.
international
Yeah,
record, because it hasn't been compared to those guys, it hasn't been as successful. Yeah, but in terms of you of the Premier League, Jack, we're gonna if he wins a sixth title, yeah, with Man City, what more can we say? That's six, Jack. That's a lot, and being the leading factor. People may say, "Oh, he's in a Pep Guardiola system." In my opinion, when people spoke about Messi and what Messi did, as great as the Pep Guardiola system was, in a way, Messi was the system. Guardiola played to get the best out of Messi. And I
right.
look at this Manchester City team, and and the more I watch it, and the more I go back and watch, it's not a system. It's a system that is made to get the best out of Kevin De Bruyne. And when Kevin De Bruyne clicks, everything else clicks. So he's not a system player. He is the
No,
system as like James Harden said. Kevin De Bruyne is the system. And when this
he
system is moving, Jack, he is unbeatable. And people may say the argument is that, oh, maybe Gerrard could have done it. Maybe Lampard could have done that. Could Kevin De Bruyne go and do what Steven Gerrard did at Liverpool? Or like, could Kevin De Bruyne go and do the amount of goals Frank Lampard scored at Chelsea? Listen, I think he can, but I don't think that they can dominate and like contribute the way he has done at
right.
Manchester City to the effect. All great footballers and yeah, all great footballers. But I just look at Kevin De Bruyne and I don't see as much of a weakness in. I don't see any weaknesses in his game. Again, Jared didn't have his weaknesses in the game, but he just has that tad bit more.
Yeah,
It's hard to put your finger on. He just has it,
he
Jack.
he's also like he's usually available, James. This is kind of the
Uh,
first time for him.
it's
I mean,
50-50 with KDB. See, he's had his injuries, but that's just how great he is. Upon all
but
the
he
injuries, people forget about that, realize like when he is on the field, very effective.
But on the most, I think on the most part, his availability is pretty good. I mean, I should probably look at his injury history and have it in front of me here, but I feel like his availability is usually pretty good. And also, I hate to do this because it feels like such an easy thing to do, but where have Man City been without him? So he's injured in the first game week. I'm not saying Man City are having a bad season particularly, but the Man City of the last 5 years would be probably a few, maybe even a few points clear at this point. Maybe. I mean, obviously not, maybe not last year. Obviously, Arsenal was still ahead and whatnot. But this March that we all predict that Man City are going to go on, it's going to perfectly coincide with Kevin De Bruyne coming back. And that's no accident. That's not, oh, it's the second half of the season, Man City. It's like, no, the best player in the league is back, playing the best team as well. And even he doesn't even need a whole game. He can get a goal and an assist against another team who are vying for Europe, like a good football team, and he's going to be able to do the business. Wait till he gets fitter and fitter. Wait till he gets used to playing with everybody again. He's got new long, thick hair, which is going to be a new thing that he's doing now. I
I
didn't know
think
how
he's
I
in his
felt
new
about the
phase. It's
haircut.
like gorgeous Kevin De Bruyne now. He wants to be good looking. I can see, he got the veneers and everything going on now, Jack. Don't worry, KDB. I see you. Yeah, I see
I,
you.
he's trying to do. He's trying to get some like Erling Haaland tips here going on. It's like a mane of hair. But look, James, I'm not. I don't think comfortable saying that just yet. I'm not going to be like a massive detractor here. I'm happy to play the devil's advocate card, as you know. I love playing that as much as humanly possible. But I think what we saw at the weekend was crowning moment probably sums it up quite nicely because it really was the like, man, this team have missed you. And I don't think anything proves it more than basically in his first game back in the FA Cup, was it? He got an assist for a small cameo. And then his first game back in the Premier League, an assist and a goal. And guys, if you've been watching me and James for a while, you know we're not all about stats and all this kind of stuff. You see the chances he creates, you see the space he takes up, you see his total control of the game. I couldn't tell you what minute or what stage of the game, but it was quite frantic, kind of a lot of energy in the game. De Bruyne picked up the ball way out wide, right on the touchline. Calm, played a pass to the side, and just did this a little bit and just calmed it down. After I think he scored, he was doing this, like eyes into the game. Come on, guys, like relax. He's kind of developed himself into that leader now. I think he's always come across to me as a bit shy. I don't know if you'd agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
I feel like over the last like couple of years, there's a little bit of No, I'm kind of believing my own stuff now, and I kind of know who I am, and I think I'm the real deal.
Now, Jack, that aura that I mentioned, because that aura I mentioned, only a couple players to me has captured that aura.
Right,
Ronaldo, Hazard, to a small period, to small sample size at times, and Henry. That sort
right.
of aura that I'm talking about is that, oh, you look to the side of you and it's like, I'm not sure if I'm that we can compete today. They have him like when Jurgen Klopp said that, oh, everybody's shaking in their boots. Kevin De Bruyne is coming back. Like it just made you realize that he is an issue. He is
Yeah,
the game changer. Yeah. Who's Manchester City's best player? Rodri's incredible. Haaland's incredible. But he is him. Yeah.
right. Rodri as well, to your point, had a fantastic year.
Yeah.
Now, Rodri at his worst probably floats around eighth, ninth, 10th in the world in his position, I would say, at his worst, right? So it's still very, very good. Kevin De Bruyne idles in the top three at like all times, even at his worst, playing in the central midfield position over the last 5 years or so. That's so as much as I think Rodri should have won the Ballon d'Or, I believe that, I really do. But the best player in the Premier League is still Kevin De Bruyne. If I'm kicking the ball around at the park, I'm not picking Rodri first. I'm picking Kevin De Bruyne first. That's I don't know if that's a clear difference or if I'm explaining that very well, but do you understand what I
No, no,
mean?
no, no, no. If you had to pick of a role players, who who would be your first pick? It's easy, Kevin De
Right.
Bruyne. Now,
Right.
this conversation, as Jack said, it's uncomfortable, and I'm going to end it here. If somebody asks me who's the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League, I always stand on this hill that it's Thierry Henry, and to me, it's never ever really been a debate. This is the first time in a long time that I'm happy to have this debate with somebody who is not named Cristiano Ronaldo. So we
Right.
can add now Kevin De Bruyne to this list, and if you say he's the greatest, I'm willing to have that conversation with you. Guys, tell me what you think. Is Kevin De Bruyne the greatest Premier League player of all time? Comment down below. Let us know. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me and Jack? Let us know, guys. This is Box to Box Football. Hit that subscribe button. So close to 1,000. So, guys, let's get there this month, please. And we'll see you next time.